Grape Jelly! Grandma Grab's Cooking Channel.
These are the grapes that we will be using. This is a peck. We have 2 of these, and now we're going to take the stems off and place them in a large bowl to hold until we're ready to get started. We don't want to leave any of the tops on the grapes because that will give it a different flavor when we're cooking, so our jelly won't taste so hot. So make sure you take the little stems off as well. It's also okay to use a little bit of green grapes with the really dark grapes, colored grapes. Just a few, not a lot, but it gives it a little bit more sugary taste. Okay, we are going to rinse the grapes, and as you're picking them off, keep the water running because you never know what's in between the other grapes as you're pulling them off. And we just double check to make sure the stems aren't in there. And just keep rinsing it. I don't know what you'll find in between cobwebs, spiders. So it's good to double check all the time and rinse it. These are just a few items that we use is the cheesecloth. You can get that at any grocery store. And Sure Gel that solidifies the grape juice. And the insert to the Sure Gel gives you directions on how to make everything. It has jams and also jelly. So we're following the jelly recipe, and it tells you step by step what to do. So it's very simple to make grape jelly. Okay, we just put in the grapes, just enough to cover the bottom, a layer, and we're taking our handy dandy potato masher, and we'll just smash the grapes up till they're all pretty much squished together, and we'll add a little bit more and just let that settle in, and the next step will follow. Okay, you can see how liquidy it's gotten. We've got quite a bit of juice out of these grapes. So we're going to add a little bit more grapes and continue smashing them until they're pretty much just juice. So we'll continue to smash them. Okay, you can see how much the grapes are pretty much all smashed. We've got lots of juice on it. Just continue to do it to make sure you don't waste any of that good juice from the grapes that are not smashed yet. Okay, we're going to dump in about 1.5 cups of water. Turn the heat up and bring it to a boil. Once it boils, and you continue stirring, once it boils, we'll put down the simmer for about 10 minutes. This is the cheesecloth that you'll be using. You just dampen it a little bit. Bring it on just so that it's a little bit damp. And then we're going to open it up, and you line your strainer. You can use a jelly bag, but I find this year that this is a lot easier than a jelly bag, and you can get more grapes in it as well. I'll open this up, and you see how nice and big that is. It's working out. There you go. Okay, then we'll double it over. Okay, we have it about doubled. Okay, we're just going to stir this a little bit so it doesn't burn on the bottom. Every once in a while, give it a good stir. We're waiting for it to boil, and then we'll lower the flame and let it simmer. Again, like I said, for 10 minutes. Okay, you can see that it's starting to boil, so we're going to give it a quick stir. Make sure there's nothing sticking on the bottom, and then we're going to lower the heat so that we can just simmer it. Okay, we're shutting that off. Timer's off. Give it a quick stir, and we're going going to take it over to the kitchen sink and pour it through the cheesecloth and let it sit overnight. Okay, we're going to pour it gently into the cheesecloth. Make sure all the sides are still up on the cheesecloth. And that should do it. Okay, we have all the grapes in the cheesecloth, and we're gonna let that sit overnight. And if you can zoom down in there, you can see some of the juice. We'll just let it sit. It's supposed to be in a cool, dry place, so it's kind of chilly out today, so we're just gonna leave it on the dining room table and let it drip down. Okay, we're gonna cover the grapes up now, just so little flies or any foreign animals can get into it. And I wanted to show you, this is the jelly bag that you can use instead of the strainer that I have. You can see it's not going to hold that much. You just place it over a pot or a pan, and you can see the hooks on it, and then let the juice drip down. So this is much more easier. The bigger one that I have, it's a much faster setup than just the jelly bag. And now we're going to measure 5 cups of the grape juice. You can see the grape juice that we've gotten overnight that's settled in. So we're going to measure the exact amount. And then we'll put it in the pan, stir in our package of Shore Gel. And this is the insert to the Shore Gel. It's very easy to follow. This part here is where it says for the jelly. We're down to the Concord grape. And then once you do the initial preparations for the grapes, you'll go back up to the top and follow the simple instructions right here. They're very easy to follow, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. You should add 5 cups of grape juice. Put into our big container here, and then we have to add the Shore Gel. Turn up the heat a little bit. And we'll put her in our Shore Gel. Make sure you get it all out of the package, the little corners, hide it. You see how easy that dissolves? So we're going to bring this to a full boil, and then we'll add our sugar. And you can see how this is starting to foam up. We have to wait a little bit longer till it's in a full boil. And you continue stirring it so it doesn't burn. And whenever it boils and it doesn't go down after you're stirring it, that means that's when you can add the sugar. You can see that it's boiling and it's not going down, so now we're going to add our sugar. 7 cups of sugar, and we'll add it gradually to the pot, as long as I don't burn myself. Okay, very slowly. It dissolves very quickly, so you don't have to worry about it lumping together. And we'll finish up with our last bit of sugar. Okay, we gotta stir it and let it come to another full boil, and then we will let that boil for, I believe it's 10 minutes. It hasn't started to boil yet. And once it does come to a full boil that you can't stir down, we will continue to cook it for exactly 1 minute. You can see that we have to constantly stir this so it doesn't scorch on the bottom, and it's starting to bubble now, so a couple more minutes and we'll start our timer. You can see it's starting to bubble and foam, so we're going to start setting our timer for 1 minute. Again, continuously stirring. You can see how it is boiled up, and we're just about done. Okay, now we're going to skim off the foam that you see on the top, this stuff right here. We're going to take our little strainer and clean that up before we put it in the jars. You see the foam that we're scooping up? This is a really great strainer. You can just scoop it right up. Then we'll rinse this off, and then we'll scoop up some more. You can see some of the foam. You just have to scoop it out, and this works really great. And we also use this little one. We'll place it over the jars so that when we do pour some more in, it'll still catch the excess. We're going to start ladling it into the jars, which are hot. We just took them out of the dishwasher. It sterilizes the jars, and when it comes out hot, you don't have to worry about them cracking. So we'll fill them up through our little strainer. It catches all the extra. We should get about 4 or 5 pints out of this. Okay, 1 more scoop should do it for this jar. And you fill it up to about that much. So it's about a ½ an inch from the top that we'll leave empty. See how some of the extra foam lays in the strainer? So we're actually straining it twice. Once in the pot and once when we pour it into the jars. We're going to take out some more extra foam. There's not that much in it because we really did a lot of straining. So just take the bubbles out. And then we take a damp paper towel and we wipe the rims off. So we have a completed seal when we put the lids on. So we got 4 pints out of the 5 cups of juice. Okay, that has pretty good. Now we'll take the lids. Okay, we got the lids on. Make sure these are nice and tight, but be careful because the jars are hot. Okay, I'm going to hold the jars and tighten the lids. Okay, we have that done. This is the canner. We have it filled up, and now we're going to put the basket in and then insert our jars. It's always a fun thing to do. You have to try and balance that because this is really a container for the quarts. We have our 4 pints in, and we'll lower it into the hot water, and it has to be about 1 inch of water above the top of the lids. It's completely submerged. Okay, you'll see that it's not completely covered, so we'll add a little bit more water. I usually just stick my finger in real quick, and that is more than an inch, so we're good to go. Put the lid on, turn up the heat, and let that come to a boil, and we'll go from there. Okay, we'll put the lid on, and we're going to bring it to a gentle boil for 5 minutes, and then we'll take them out, and our jelly should be done. It's in the background. It's the visitors from for Grandma. Okay, our 1 minute is up, and we'll grab a pot holder. And we will take our jars out. And we'll put them over here on our wooden board. You can see we already took our jars out, and the lids have already popped. So I hope you enjoy this, and this is beneficial to you and to your families. Thanks, and have a good day. It smells better than steak.